Hello, good morning, happy Saturday. Nick and I are out here again hiking. It's definitely getting colder here in Nebraska, so we're definitely more bundled up than we normally are. This month's topic is nutrition, food, all the things with food, which is going to be super important while we're out hiking. So we're going to talk through some things just about what diet looks like currently, what it's going to look like on the trail, and resupply, cooking, hydration. We'll talk through all those different things. Nick and I could potentially be burning an extra 1,000 to 3,000 calories depending on what our mileage is each day. Other things that we need to consider, such as cost of food, the weight of food, because we need to be carrying light things as much as we can, and just getting high calorie foods that are also lightweight. So a lot of things that we need to consider, and we'll talk about all that.
Look like a goober. So what we eat right now before we start, we try to get daily fruits and vegetables. We try to eat red meat or like beef or pork once a week. And we try to eat salmon twice a week. And then pretty much as much chicken as we want, as long as it's not fried. And stay away from sweets, sugary drinks. We do have cheat meals, not cheat days, twice a week. And we try to position those cheat meals around large activity days, like today, since we're out hiking and it's Saturday. Get one dessert a week. We can pair that with a cheat meal, but I mean, then you're eating, I don't know. We just wing it. Whenever we feel like having our dessert for the week, we have dessert. I pretty much eat the same thing every day at work. She eats the same thing every day at work. We eat a lot of tuna and wheat crackers, whole grain things. Try to keep it simple because it's cheaper to buy it in bulk, which also makes me kind of a loser at work because people think, don't you want to partake in chili? Don't you want to partake in our sweet, sweet nectar of the gods, this juice over here in the corner? Yeah, I do. But I'm trying to be healthy, damn it.
We're going up a hill right now, so I might be breathing heavily. On the PCT, we're obviously not going to be able to eat the same way we do now for a lot of reasons. And we've been doing our own kind of research, I guess, and seeing what other hikers are eating on trail, and have just come up with some ideas. We'll be carrying probably 3 to 6 days of food at a time, so we need to consider lightweight items and mostly doing dehydrated things because they don't have any water content, because water weighs a lot. So thinking of dried carbohydrates like ramen, instant mashed potatoes, rice, beans, what else?
Say ramen?
Ramen. I'm eating a lot
I
of
like
ramen. And ramen is so cheap, so that's kind of going to be a really good option that we can do, and it's really lightweight. A lot of people do dehydrated meals, and you can add dehydrated vegetables and things like that, but those are pretty expensive, and so we might do those every once in a while if we want to splurge a little. But otherwise it's probably going to be a lot of ramen, a lot of instant mashed potatoes, and rice packets.
Protein is the next topic. So we can't eat fresh meats for obvious reasons, even though right now it's cold enough to preserve it. So on the trail, we're probably going to eat a lot of hard meats like salami and pepperoni, which we can add to ramen, and nuts, things of that sort, because they have a lot of preservatives like salt, which we will also need. And salt tastes good. Anyway, so we can add it to a lot of things. We can make wraps with cheeses and things like that, because we also need the fats. So make little wraps, and I think my hand's going numb. Did I miss anything? Beef jerky. Beef jerky. Probably gonna carry that, even though it comes in a giant plastic bag.
Oh, we'll probably do some like protein powders, or we really like Carnation breakfast essentials, and we add it to oatmeal for breakfast. And it's like it's almost like overnight oats, I guess, because we mix it in and we got some extra protein and calories. So
Overnight oats are a little too expensive for us. I think it's like $3 a pop or something. I'm not into that.
we're just gonna use good old dried rolled oats.
Yeah.
They're cheap.
Delicious. And pretty much anything I'll consume when I'm hungry enough.
I don't know if you can see, but it is snowing. Maybe it's too light and fluffy. So we talked about our carb sources, our protein, and we want to get some good fats as well, because fats are higher in calories compared to protein and carbohydrates. So that'll be just a good extra way to get extra calories in. And with our different processed fatty meats, those are going to have a lot of fats in there, our cheeses, our nuts, and we can add extra fats to our regular meals, like peanut butter, olive oil, potentially. I'm probably just going to carry peanut butter because I love peanut butter and I can eat that all day long.
Isn't the peanut butter heavy?
It is heavy, but I don't care. Then snacking, because we'll probably do our regular like 3 meals a day, and then do snacks while we're hiking and just keep them close by. So trail mix, granola bars, Pop-Tarts are great. Really any like just sugary, simple carbohydrate thing that's gonna get us that quick energy. And then thinking of beverages too, because we're probably gonna be drinking, we don't really drink any sugary beverages right now, but I will be open to drinking some on trail for extra calories, extra sugars, and sugary coffee, whatever we can get with extra calories. What our diet's gonna look like on the PCT. Obviously, like I mentioned earlier, it's gonna be lacking in fruits and vegetables and fiber. So we're gonna try to get those things in when we go into town. And if there's an opportunity for that, or sometimes trail magic, we'll maybe have some fruits or vegetables, healthier items. And I think we're gonna plan on packing out like a salad kit every time we go into town too. The dressing in the salad is extra calories, so that's always nice too. And yeah, I think that's it.
Hydration. We are getting all of our water from water sources on the trail, which we will be using the FarOut app to see what other people in front of us are reporting. And we'll do the same, obviously. So hopefully something we find helps somebody. But we usually want to drink a liter every 5 miles or so. Our needs will change and we'll figure that out as we go, but we could be carrying anywhere from a liter to 5 liters, depending on the distance between water sources. We're going to be filtering all this water from anything on the trail with a Sawyer squeeze, not the little mini. Those have poor water flow. A lot of people say don't get them. So we got the regular size ones, and you gotta make sure you keep those with your body in temperatures like this right now, because they'll freeze and break the membrane inside, and then they're not any good. We could even get water from water caches left by trail angels, but probably should still filter it. We have bags for that, to filter that into the filter itself and squeeze it through. We also, there's some places that have been reported that we have to filter the water in town from the sinks and stuff. So we're gonna be using that filter a lot, potentially having to replace it at some point, maybe halfway through. But try to get some of our liquid from foods, but like she said, we're carrying a lot of dry food, so we're gonna have to carry the water, not only to drink, but the water to rehydrate our foods. So
it'll be a learning process as we go, for sure.
yeah, it's not gonna be fun, but sometimes we'll be in crystal clear streams drinking delicious mountain water. And sometimes we might be struggling and forcing ourselves to drink cow water from the big barrel metal things. You know what I'm talking about. I'll put a picture of that thing. That's disgusting. Anyway, is that all the hydration?
Electrolytes.
Electrolytes, yeah, electrolytes. So we got a smorgasbord of electrolyte packets that we're just gonna give to my mother and say, throw something in there. Because we're gonna have some every once in a while. We're not gonna drink it every day though.
No.
No.
We're gonna get a lot of salt and some other electrolytes from our foods that we eat, but
we're probably still gonna need some. So
yeah.
probably use a packet or two or here and there whenever it's like a strenuous day, and just mix it up. We've already tried a lot of electrolyte packets and they taste nasty. So we're sampling those right now, and I usually donate the nasty ones to my coworkers at work. Oh, they're probably watching. Is that it?
Yeah, well, the electrolytes are also going to be helpful to flavor our water, because sometimes the water from streams and creeks might taste funny, so that'll at least give it some flavor.
Yeah.
Resupply! I feel like I'm finally talking about Resupply because I keep saying I want to talk about it. So we, like I said before, we'll be carrying like 3 to 6 days of food, so probably resupplying every 3 to 6 days. They're going to use the FarOut app as well for picking places to stop in. Probably trying to do like cheap, grocery stores like Walmart as much as we can. Occasionally we will have to stop at like a C-store or a gas station because that's all that's available in some of these smaller towns. So those types of places are going to be really expensive, so hopefully we won't have to do it too often. There's also the option to have food sent to you.
Don't do that. Don't just send us food. Please don't do that. If you're going to do it, coordinate with us. I'll explain that in a couple of videos. You'll see. Just wait. Please don't do that.
But yeah, we don't want people sending us food because our tastes and preferences are going to change constantly, and we might eat a ton of Pop-Tarts and then we're going to get really sick of Pop-Tarts. So we want to plan on just stocking in town each time we resupply.
It's also extra weight.
Yes, we don't want to be carrying extra stuff if we don't have to. And we're going to have Judy sending us like basic things like our electrolyte packets and anything else that we think we're going to want to have frequently.
So cooking, cookware, fire. Fires are not really allowed on a lot of parts of the trail. You have to have a permit, which she was the one pushing mostly for the fire. So
I like my warm food.
She likes warm foods. And she's probably gonna be the one to get the permit. We don't both need to get a permit, I don't think. So we're gonna carry it from the beginning because we debated on just getting it in the Sierra at the beginning, but we're gonna carry it all the way from Campo with us and then just ditch it at the end of the Sierra and cold soak the rest of the time. It's a really small stove, little gas thing, but the benefit of it is when you're cold like we are right now in the Sierra, it's not only is it good for your body, I guess, to eat warm foods in that kind of environment, it's good for your mind, your motivation and things like that, because we've been told by many people a warm drink goes a long way when you're miserable and cold. Mm-hmm. And we're probably going to be really miserable and cold in the Sierra, and we're not going to sugarcoat anything on this. If you're looking for watching people be happy the entire time, that ain't gonna be us. We're not gonna be little pansies either. Now, the majority of the food we're gonna be eating will be cold soaked, which is fine by me. I've learned to not put too much water in there. You can always add more water later. It's nasty when you put too much water in your food. Soupy mashed potatoes, soupy ramen, it's not good. Don't do it. Just add water again if it's not enough.
And we've been practicing cold soaking, and cold ramen tastes really good, surprisingly.
Yes.
So, cold rice isn't bad, cold potatoes, so.
We did get Talenti jars, little ice cream things, but the bottoms are really hard to clean.
And they don't hold soak. They don't hold hot things.
Right, and we got to be able to put hot, boiling water of sorts in there, and we don't want it to melt and fall apart. But we did find these on a website recommended somewhere, and they work great. You can put boiling water in there, nothing's wrong with them. They're easy to clean. I usually clean mine by throwing a little granola or oats or something.
Yeah, oats.
And dry and shaking it up because it kind of soaks up all the oil from the ramen. And then once it's all scrubbed out, I throw in some water and some carnation powder, and it tastes like a oaty milkshake for breakfast. It's delicious. Sometimes I put coffee in there. I'm weird, but that's also delicious. So you do you, okay? Did I miss anything?
No.
Okay, good, great. We believe we hit all the topics for this video. We hope that it answered questions that friends and families have. And if not, just send us a comment or something like that. Also, to the hikers who stumble across our channel, hopefully it helped you. I wouldn't mind if you shared your knowledge with us. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll be able to use that. Some people have already done that, which thank you for sharing knowledge on our previous videos. We really appreciate it. That's everything, right?
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, I love you.